Now first, let's talk about cousin Sloth. So she decided to show up dressed as Gabrielle Union, and honestly, I think she did a decent job pulling it off. The outfit itself wasn't bad at all, and it actually looked nice, but that ponytail, it just wasn't giving what it needed to give. It didn't have that sleek, polished look we usually expect, you know? But aside from that, she did her thing. She clearly put in effort, and overall, I'd say she nailed most of it. But here's where things started to heat up. People online began saying that her choosing this specific Gabrielle Union look wasn't just random. Some thought it was a little bit of shade toward Bongo too, especially considering the timing and all the recent drama going on. Now, if you missed it, Cousin Sloth actually made a tweet afterwards where she said something along the lines of, "Stay mad." And of course, that set social media on fire. Fans immediately assumed she was throwing that at Bongo too and her fan base, basically clapping back after they tried to drag her. See, what happened was, Bongo's fans started saying that they were done streaming Cousin Sloth's music, which is kind of hilarious if you think about it. Like, wait a minute, if you're saying you'll stop streaming her songs, that means you were already streaming them? But aren't you supposed to be supporting your own favorite artist instead? Because from what we've seen, Bongo 2's career isn't exactly thriving right now. She's been flopping left and right. So, it's funny that they're threatening not to support Cousin Sloth when clearly they haven't even been doing much for their own fave. If you were really spending your time streaming Cousin Sloth instead of Bongo, that says a lot. Like, be serious right now. And if this is supposed to be some kind of imitation of the Barbs, it's definitely not working. The Barbs actually do stream Nicki's music religiously. That's why they can talk confidently. Even when they stream other artists just because they're cool with Nicki, they never forget who their main favorite is. They know where their loyalty stands. Meanwhile, Bongo's fans? Yeah, they can't really say the same thing. Because let's be honest, the charts don't lie. Anyway, that's the whole situation. What do you guys think? Was Cousin Sloth being shady, or are people just reaching again? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Alright, now let's move on to the next topic. And trust me, this one is wild. We need to talk about Pacific's former executive, Mike Kaiser. If you're not familiar with him, he's been one of the strangest people involved in that whole Nicki Minaj hate train for quite a while. Like seriously, his name keeps popping up whenever that mess is mentioned. So recently, Tasha K decided to spill some extra tea about Rah Ali's involvement with Mike Kaiser. And according to her, there's a lot more going on behind the scenes than people realize. Now, allegedly, even Nicki herself confirmed some of these details. The way Tasha explained it, connecting all the dots, bringing up old situations. Honestly, some parts did sound believable. You could actually follow the logic and see how it might make sense. But then, there were other things she said that had me like, I don't know about that one, Tasha. Like, it's hard to tell what's fact and what's just speculation. I'm not saying she's lying, but it definitely feels like some of what she's saying might just be her trying to piece things together herself. So yeah, when it comes to this story, I'm taking everything Tasha K said with a grain of salt. Because while a few things could check out, the rest feels like her trying to solve a mystery that maybe doesn't fully add up. Alright, so one of the big claims Tasha K made was that Rah Ali used to scam people out of their money back when she owned her boutique. According to her, Rah was allegedly messing around with customers' cards, and one of the people who supposedly got caught up in that situation was none other than Atlantic Records executive, Mike Kaiser. Now, if that name sounds familiar, yep, that's the same guy who used to constantly harass Nicki Minaj, even during her Gag City era. That's how deep his obsession with Nicki supposedly runs. To this day, he still can't seem to let it go. Anyway, Tasha claims that Mike Kaiser was furious with Rah Ali after she allegedly got busted for whatever shady business she was doing. Apparently, Rah then tried to use Nicki's name as leverage. Like, she was bringing Nicki up in business talks, trying to secure deals and opportunities by associating herself with her. And according to Tasha K, that move really rubbed Mike Kaiser the wrong way. He supposedly felt Nicki made a huge mistake by even bringing Rah into the entertainment world, especially since, allegedly, Rah had already burned bridges and messed with people's money in the past. Now, honestly, that part I can somewhat believe. It doesn't sound too far-fetched. But what I can't fully get behind is the way Tasha K kept going after that. Some of the things she started adding on just didn't sound right. Like she was connecting dots that might not even belong in the same picture.
She's always been a workaholic. Nicki didn't really have no people hanging around her except for Brooke. Brooke has been her friend for years. She's always been a workaholic. That's it. She keeps a small circle. But when she reached out to Rah gave her some intel on Remy. That's when Rah started coming around and started talking to her. Nicki real friendly. She too friendly. I be telling her, girl, you like too friendly. Seriously. Now, Rah Ali. According to Nicki Minaj, Rah Ali stole over the course since the no frauds thing went down $30 million. Credit card fraud. Now, let me tell you why Nicki is hated by Atlantic. Nicki is hated by Atlantic because Atlantic was scammed also by Rah Ali. Especially Michael Kaiser. He was the head of Atlantic. He recently got fired because they ain't make no money off of no artists. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's a vibe all the time. He funded the lawsuit against me. It's a vibe. Apparently, Rah Ali running around. Just put Rah by herself. Nicki ain't had nothing to do with this. This is honestly innocent. I promise you, that's how you got to be careful, like who you hang with. And I told her this. She didn't know that Rah Ali had been scamming since her housewife days. Real Housewife of Atlanta. She used to have a stiletto store. And in that stiletto store, people would come in, high-end people. Record executives, everybody, Wall Street guys, and they would swipe their cards and then their cards would be boosted. She ended up getting off somehow by doing a program and they gave her probation. Okay, she was charged with credit card fraud, but apparently she was using Michael Kaiser's card and was flying around the world, showing up where he was showing up at, transactions that were unauthorized. I'm talking about in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And here they are trying to leverage a deal with Nicki Minaj. And Rah shows up with Nicki Minaj telling them, since they fired her because she used to be Michael Kaiser's personal assistant, and scammed him and all of the executives around New York, and they thought they were done with her. She managed to get into Nicki Minaj's good graces and then was gatekeeping for Nicki. Soliciting deals, all types of stuff. Now here's the other leg to it. Rah is a madam. Rah is a madam. I don't give a damn about no allegedly. The hoes that hit my DM. Rah has been trafficking. I asked Nicki, I said, did you know that she was trafficking? She said, that's when I cut her off, is when I found out she was trafficking. And I told Rah, quote, you gonna go to jail. Now there's another lady, her name is Candace. I'm not putting her picture up because she a nurse right now and she already did her time. Rah had Khadijah and Candace taking Nicki's credit card and DeAndre. All of them transactions leading back to Rah. This is Rah's team that she put around Nicki Minaj. Now here's where it get thick. Because Nicki told me personally, the only reason she said that the knot was given by Rah is to get under that person's skin. Now that person and Rah did fight, but she ain't leaving no knot. But then the incident the other day of them seeing each other in the airport and there was speakers being thrown at TSA. Y'all believe that story? And all of a sudden, a certain person is on the internet hollering schizophrenia and all this. They friends. The whole reason why Atlantic don't mess with Nicki Minaj is because of Rah Ali. They thought they had got rid of her, thought they had got the virus out. And I asked Nicki, I said, did you know this? She said, had Michael Kaiser would have came to me and said something, I would have put her out of my circle immediately. So because she had scammed the entire New York City with bad coochie from hoes and everybody else's credit cards, she around here using Nicki's name to solicit deals and everything. I told Nicki about this. But apparently, this $150 million property, these multi-million-dollar properties, Rah and her husband run a trafficking circle. Boosting too. Survive. Survive. It's survive all the time. That's why she wrote that letter. This could be damaging my credibility. With my business. Your business is selling vagina, holding parties, hiring celebs, working with pimps around the city. That's how you make money. And your stiletto store was disguised as a boosting store. Then you put that lady's reputation on at risk. Now, don't nobody want to mess with her because of you. They serious allegations. That's why she tried to get in front of it. You can look in the paper. Go all the way back in the paper. This was before internet was even around. In the newspaper, Rah go this far back with scamming credit card fraud. It's all on her damn background. But her, Khadijah, some lady named Candace, DeAndre, all of them were Rah friends that Rah put around Nicki, and they trying to say, oh, Nicki, girl, I promise you, on everything. The only thing that lady has ever taken was a pill. And she admitted that. I talk to that lady all the time. She know what's going on. Let me tell you something. When it comes to people that's on dope, let's just talk about it. Because I'm tired of this. They're either mentally ill or they on dope. Nicki ain't on the internet twirling like Britney Spears. Her business ain't in shambles. When these artists is really on that stuff, they don't be out here like Whitney Houston, losing everything. That lady ain't losing nothing. What's going on is they trying to save one person while drowning another person. So that person looks like they got everything together, but they don't. It's survive, survive, survive all the time. So I asked her. I talked to so many record label executives I even had, and I don't like Mike Kaiser at all. He was the main person behind my lawsuit, Atlantic Records. But I had my people call him to get the facts. And I had them ask, is that the reason you don't like Nicki is because of Rah? Yes. Yes. I dare him to get on the internet and say I'm lying about it. They couldn't believe that she had platformed somebody like Rah Ali who had taken everything from the city, scammed everybody. It's survive. It's survive. It's survive all the time. Now, like I said, Rah, my smoke wasn't even with you. The only reason Rah came to defend DeAndre is because DeAndre is her dude. And I know y'all like, why is he with Tina Knowles? Because he put himself in them rooms to take a picture to help save his reputation. That's why. He didn't style none of them people. He was just there. Take a picture. Look, see, I still got a job. No, you don't. She posted his cease and desist because that's her boy. She's supposed to protect him. That's who was bringing her the credit card. He had it.
And honestly, this whole situation just goes to show how messy things can get behind the scenes in the industry. You never really know who's being genuine and who's just using someone's name for clout or power moves. The way all these stories, Tasha K's claims, Rah Ali's alleged actions, and Mike Kaiser's drama are tangled together. It's wild. At this point, the question is, who's actually telling the truth and who's just trying to save face? Because in Hollywood, everyone's got their own version of the story. But what do you think? Do you believe Tasha K's claims have some truth to them, or is this all just another round of industry gossip? Drop your thoughts below. Because trust me, the comment section is about to get real interesting.